What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit a like button, and drop a comment. If you don't know what an Alien Army member is, that's somebody who rocks with me heavy, and I rock with you just as much as you rock with me. You know what I'm saying? It's really easy to do it. All you got to do is always drop a comment and hit a like. If you don't know what to put as a comment, put an alien, put checking in, or just regular checking in. Alien emoji, thumbs up, good video, something along those lines. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments. That's one of the cool things about rocking with a smaller channel. Even if my channel gets really big, I actually have a system to make sure that that I respond to everybody. But I'm gonna jump straight into this video. If you don't know, I am homeless. I do live in my car. I have full videos about it. I got tons of videos. Like I got over 60 videos, all long form content. So if you have any questions, or first time watching one of my videos and you want to learn more, check out my other content. But jump straight into this topic: homeless, dealing with cops. So I'm gonna start off with like the creative ways that homeless people, and I guess anybody could deal with a cop this way, but homeless people, if the homeless person does not like the cop at all and stuff like that, they'll pee and crap. They'll smell really. I mean, it all depends on how bad they are, right? So if they already smell really bad, no cop, no matter what, the cops don't want to mess with the homeless person who's in bad looking condition or smells bad, or if they suspect the person to have HIV or something like that, or if they have just because they have a needle on them, as long as it does not have a substance or residue in there, it's not considered paraphernalia. They could be a diabetic. However, if a cop, I'm gonna jump into the I guess how they would react to a cop, or how to deal with a cop if they don't like them, or they just like, let's say for example, the cop is like super cop and is always busting down on them, or could be on the dirty side and treat them like crap. Like if a cop is really disrespectful to somebody, they'll find ways to piss the person off. Just like if you piss off a cop, they'll find ways to piss you off. I guess it goes back and forth. But yeah, homeless people could very, very easily, and I've seen this stuff and I've heard it firsthand, not having a cap on their needle. If they smell really, really bad, stuff like that, farting, peeing on themselves, crapping themselves, doing that inside a cop car. That's one of the ways that they deal with cops. And not all of them do this. This is going to be a little bit longer video, so I'm going to say, I won't say how many of them do it, but I'm saying that this does get done. Cops are scared of HIV. Some of them actually use that as a way to avoid a fight. I've heard it before. I'm trying to think what they might have said, but some of you're gonna catch that germ from me. Like you can catch that germ effing with me. Stuff like that. They say the word germ, or they actually say the word itself. Yeah, and I'll tell you this much too. If I heard that, and let's say I was going to defend myself and I heard somebody had that, do you think I want to get their blood on me? No. Do I want to catch a staph infection? Do I want to catch that stuff? Or anything like that? No. In fact, that's it's something dangerous. And if I'm trying to think, like, they could be bluffing, right? But I mean, it's such a serious thing. Would I like? If they told me that they were, they were holding like I don't know, like a table leg, I'll hit you with this. So that wouldn't stop me from going forward if I felt it necessary, right? If they say they have the germ, yeah, I'll back down quick. What I mean? Like, I guess I wouldn't even call it back down. I'll walk away, man. That's like a golden rule that they could have, and cops really feel the same way about that too. Like, you think they want to stop and search somebody when they could have needles on them? Do you think they really want to stop somebody, and potentially get something like that? Do you think that they want to keep bothering somebody and doing paperwork for trespassing and stuff like that, when every time they get thrown in a cop car, they pee and crap themselves? You know what I mean? That's all ways that some of them deal with cops. Historically, that they would do something like that with somebody who is being a super cop and somebody who's being on the dirty side and very disrespectful, things like that. There's other things that they can do to really annoy him as well. What I would honestly suggest the way to deal with a cop is treat them with respect, as long as they're treating you with respect, and always keep your mouth shut. You know, if they ask you, who's shoplifting around here, who cares? I mean, first and foremost, you should know what your rights are. My rights have been violated so many times it's not even funny, and I guess I could jump into that right now. I remember being under 18, getting stopped every single time that I was like walking to the store or walking to the park. This particular city, they were cowboys, and it didn't really matter if you looked a certain way or whatnot. They were stopping you at all times. I didn't know that, I didn't know back then that, about, it's not a stop and show ID state. So I could have said no. And every time that I got stopped, not only did they want my ID, and this happened when I was over 18 as well. But I mean, I used to get, it was so bad that like at least 2-3 times a week I was getting stopped. And I could be, I didn't have a 6th period in high school, and I would, be walking, or let's say I went to, I missed my 1st period, but I'm still walking to school, and they can see that I'm like 2 blocks away from the school or whatever, and then I'm walking there and I got my backpack on, being stopped. After school skateboarding at a park, stopping and wondering what I was up to, and being searched and stuff like that. And then of course, being over 18, it was they didn't differentiate, like anybody would get stopped no matter what. I mean, I remember getting stopped and I was walking on the street to go to the park and play soccer, and I'm throwing the soccer ball up, like, what are you doing, and blah blah blah. What does it look like? It's not like I'm walking down the street with spray cans. It's not like that I look like a bad person. It's not like I give you any indication like you do not suspect me of a crime, but yet you are stopping me. And I didn't know the laws quite, I didn't know the laws back then. You didn't have to show ID unless they they could articulate a reasonable crime, or that you've been committed, or you match a suspect, you match a suspect or something like that, right? Every time I got ID'd, I always got searched. Remember a couple times I got searched, and I gotta tell you, I think that, and it was a male cop doing it, and it wasn't the same person, like back to back. It was a couple different guy cops or whatever. In the manner of which they searched me, I do not believe that somebody who is straight would want to touch a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to grab me like that, and in those areas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't pay me enough money that, I have videos on here, and you couldn't pay me enough money to ever be a cop or a CEO. And I've talked about that, because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of them with that authority, they break that authority, and the ones that will not break that authority most likely never snitch on the people that do. So they basically are a gang as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully that light, when I first started the video, that light wasn't like that. Hope you guys are still rocking with me. But yeah, I used to get stopped all the time, and I wasn't the only one. Everybody in that city got stopped. And in fact, give me a second, I'm going to switch the camera. Sorry for that quick transition. I had the camera a certain way, and it looked like, it's got a lot of clouds, but the sun was keep popping in, and I couldn't tell if it was messing with the video, so I decided to move it in a safer location. And I'm sure you guys just saw me do that, but I'm just letting you know. But yeah, I used to get stopped by cops all the time. Everybody did in that city. If you're driving as well, whether you're riding a bicycle, skateboard, or walking, or if you were driving a vehicle, the vehicles, they were quick to always see how fast you're going, if it looked suspicious to them. And even if it didn't look suspicious, a lot of people were getting pulled over for nothing, and they were just basically cracking down on everybody until they found somebody. It was a numbers game to them. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's a numbers game. They stop enough people, they stop everybody that they see, somebody's going to have something. And yeah, if I knew what my rights were, I could have said, no, do you suspect me of a crime? No, I'm not showing my ID. Looks like that sun's doing it again, but I'm going to keep it rolling. No, you're not going to search me. And not just, like when I was getting searched, it wasn't a Terry frisk where they're just, grab your pockets a little bit and a quick pat down. No, there was a lot of the times where, like, take your shoes off, take your sock off, being in the front of the damn cop car and everything else, and all of it was unnecessary. But I didn't know my rules and my rights and stuff like that. But the name of this video is how cops deal with them. I'm respectful. I don't give them a reason to beat the crap out of me. everything is short answers and direct. You know, when I get stopped nowadays, because like my truck driving, you know, education, and I had 5 DOT inspections, which is a cop car. It's a Department of Transportation, a DOT officer. Even a regular sheriff can pull you over and then call for a DOT officer. So I have been pulled over 5 times to pass my DOT inspection. I keep my hands where they can see it at all time. And being homeless, the same thing. Living in my car. I talked about I got pulled over the other day, and it was a bullshit reason for them to pull me over. Couldn't tell what state my tag was in. However, there was nothing blocking it, nothing dirty at all, and everything else. Keep my hands where you can see it. I don't make any fast movements. I let them know exactly what I'm going to do. So when she asked me for my driver's license for me to get to it, I had to undo my seatbelt. I said, I'm not going to undo my seatbelt to get to it. Is that okay? Yeah. You know, when I got asked, you know, did I have any weapons on me? Pocket knives are considered a weapon to cops. Got a pocket knife in my right pocket. Okay. You know, told her all that crap. I really didn't appreciate, you know, being, you know, like, I don't like people with authority. And the reason why I don't like people with authority, and I'm talking about like law enforcement authority and stuff like that, why I don't like that stuff is because people have abused it in the past, and they're a stranger. I have no idea what their intentions are. So me, I'm always skeptical, and I always put my hands where it is. I don't snitch, keep my mouth shut, no dry snitching either. You know, what'd you pull me over for? Cool. Like if I was walking down the street and you know, they wanted my ID for something, no, you gotta tell me how, you know, do you think that I have committed a crime? No, I don't want you to search me, even though I have nothing on me. And back then, I guess that was the thing. The cops were always used that, you know, towards me and towards friends and even, you know, total strangers. Is they're like, if you don't have nothing on you, you know, I'm searching you for my protection. Is what they would say. Searching you for my protection, and if you have nothing on you, you have nothing to worry about. I'll let you go in a few minutes. That's what they would say. But back to the video topic at hand. You know, homeless people, yeah, they will pee and crap themselves. If they have a drinking problem, they will get belligerent. If a cop is being a super cop and being disrespectful and, you know, doing crooked stuff, you know, putting the cuffs on way too tight, jacking you up, chicken winging you, doing a screen check. A screen check is when they put you in the back of the cop car, they drive, and then they hit the brakes and your face comes flying forward, whether you hit that metal, that steel thing back there or not. It's still uncomfortable, you know, crap like that. The way that homeless people will retaliate to somebody like that, or if they're just tired of the simple bullshit, is to you know, make the cops do more paperwork. You know, crap in their car, you know, pee in the car. What I mean is they'll do it right in their pants. They don't care. You know, when a cop is searching a homeless person, they're farting, burping, they're saying nasty stuff. They're saying they got the germ. You know, they're like, yeah. You know, I have diabetic needles, because a lot of them carry the, you know, extra clean needles or whatever, and they might, you know, as long as there's no residue in there, as far as I understand, they don't write it up as paraphernalia. You know, it's when you actually have something on you. So you know, I could have something uncapped, making them worry, making them on edge, not smelling good. You know, nobody wants to be stuff like this, so they do things to make it so the cop don't do it. Another thing too is if a cop is being cool, where it's like, hey, it says no loitering and no trespassing here. I don't want to see I want to see you guys gone in an hour. They'd you know, if that cop was being cool, so they roll out. So they kind of treat cops you know, how they want to be treated. You know, like if you're being cool with them, they'll roll out easy. If you are you know, if you're screaming and disrespectful. But the truth about it is cops don't like homeless people. They don't like when you sleep in your car. They don't like when you sleep in a car in a residential area, and they don't like when you do it on a trespassing place. They, you know, they don't like gathering of big groups in parks. You know, like a little town of them. You know, they, you know, they become desensitized. They don't see that it's a regular person just trying to, you know, get through. And they all have the same opinion, that they think that, you know, 90% of them have, you know, substance abuse problems or drinking problems, or that they're thieves and stuff. But when there's a lot of us, like me, there's over 50% of us that, you know, do work. We are clean. We do, you know, I never had any abuse problems. Most people that you know, that I see sleeping at truck stops, a good 50% of them at truck stops and rest areas, no, they don't touch that crap. You know, everything is so overpriced, living paycheck to paycheck. Like, you work for a little bit of money, and then everything costs so much. And then they expect for you to stay and you know, like stay where you can afford. And I've talked about this in other videos, but they expect for you to stay, you know, like the apartment that I stayed in, you know, so many bad things happened. You know, a lot of people unalived, a lot of stuff. My neighbor, it happened to, you know, you know, a lot of stuff, man. People, I talked about this one. There's a pizza delivery guy. Somebody broke into a vacant apartment and ordered a pizza. Robbed the guy, and the guy did everything up, and still that person unalived him. And it was right next to my. I heard the shots and everything. I was home at the time. I heard the shots. I found out it was a much higher caliber than I thought. It sounded like a 22 to me, 22 or 25, something very small. But no, it was you know, it was a 9mm, and you know, that's what happened. Why am I paying for something where I don't feel safe? You know, I can't live in a good, you know, like what I can't afford, it's not safe. At least being in a car, I'll go to a spot that is safe. Like, you're stuck there, you know. You know, the general public don't even like cops, you know. You know, and it's not like I want something bad to happen to them. I understand that we need them for certain stuff. If your car gets hit, you know, by somebody, and you suspect them of being drunk or whatever, you know, those, you know, calling the cops and one, reporting what the issue is, and then number two, having that cop going ahead and doing a field sobriety test on that person, or having them, you know, do something, him documenting that, you know, is helpful. I don't think cops pulling people over when they're going 3 miles over the speed limit, or you know, pulling somebody over just to see what they're up to, and they make up an excuse like they can't see what state your tags from. Stuff like that is annoying. Like, and I get the feeling, because the last time, you know, this just happened to me like a week or two ago, me being pulled over. Like, do you think that I'm happy that I'm talking to a total stranger? You know, like when that cop, the cop lady pulled me over. Do you think that I'm happy that you searched me? You know, do you think, you know, do you think that I like, you know, now it'd be totally different if, you know, when my friends saw me and like waved me down, like, hey, pull over here, let's talk and chop it up. Like, you're not my friend, you're a total stranger, I don't know you. You do have the authority to do some stuff that that is not very nice. You also could snoop around a little bit, and it wouldn't be hard for you to snoop around and see my front windshield has a crack in it. I believe it's totally fine. It's going to cost me $300 to replace it, but I think it's totally fine. If I give you attitude, and if I give you a problem, whatever, you could write me up for that. You know, and I might have to go to court and fix it, you know what I'm saying? Or I might have to, you know, you can inconvenience me if I give you attitude. So I don't give cops attitude, you know? If a cop is giving me attitude, am I going to give it back? No. If I got arrested on something that was like, they planted something on me or something like that, I might be tempted to, you know, to lose my bowel control in their car. I may be, you know, I might do some stuff to annoy your day. You know what I'm saying? If you know, I don't know if I would or not. I haven't been put in that situation, but I would be tempted, and I do think it's kind of funny to know that, like, you know, the cops hate when somebody uses the bathroom in their vehicle. That whoever did that, I don't think they just do it for nothing. They got a good reason, or maybe that cop didn't stop, or that person loses their control on their own. Who knows? But I think I think that everybody should deal with cops with respect. Keep your hands up. Don't do nothing for them to pull you over, and so when you do get pulled over, you know, or stopped or whatever, that you know it's some bull crap. Be compliant to the best of your abilities, but you know, don't snitch on yourself. Like, oh man, I didn't want you to pull me over because my windshield's cracked. Like, I wouldn't be stupid enough to say something like that, but I would be like, you know, hey, if I give this lady a hard time about her, you know, Terry frisking me, and Terry frisk is just a quick pat down and stuff like that, and check your pockets. You know, if I let her just search me real quick, and she, you know, gets her nose out of my business and sees that I'm a regular person and there's nothing to hide, I just don't want you pulling me over because I'm trying to protect my Class A CDL. And on top of that, who wants tickets where your insurance shoots up? Insurance costs us way too much anyways. So I believe that they use that to their advantage. You know, it's like a numbers game. You know, enough stops, enough people pulled over, somebody is riding dirty, you know, and they're just looking for that person. And I would in that kind of a position and doing that day in and day out, that's why I would never be, you know, like, one of the reasons like, that does not sound very fulfilling to me. You know, I would never want that as a job. You know, I would also never date a woman who was a cop or a correctional officer. I also wouldn't date one that was a gang member either. You know, just want to throw that out there. But I want to thank everybody so much for rocking with me. I do have a Cash App. It's the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. If you want to bless me or show me love, that'd be awesome. If you want to check out my other videos, definitely subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment, and I want to thank you so much.